Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies, what is going on? And to get your weekend off on the right note, I cannot wait to introduce you to my next guest, who has literally built his career around helping people have fun with their free time, especially those movie and TV junkies. But first, I want to make sure that you've signed up for the Java Junkies Journal. That's our weekly newsletter giving you a sneak peek on the episodes we're going to be dropping that week. And it's super easy to do so. Just head over to the Time for Coffee website at time4coffee.org, and it's right there on the page. And while you're there, you can check out all the episodes we've got cataloged for you by profession, whether it's international affairs or international development, journalism, public relations, or marketing. And now please grab your mug and take a chug of your favorite caffeinated beverage, because it's time for another caffeinated career conversation. And my guest today is George Leon, a brand marketing specialist with 25 years of experience at top motion picture and television studios. As EVP, that's Executive Vice President of Sony Pictures Entertainment, George pioneered a new franchise strategy by building promotions, consumer products, and product placement under one fully integrated roof. George is also the founder and CEO of Cakewalk Entertainment, which pushes entertainment properties and brands beyond the screen and into consumers' everyday lives. George, welcome to Time for Coffee. Are you caffeinated and ready to go?
I am completely caffeinated and ready to go. Thank you, Andrea, and hello, Java junkies.
Woohoo! All right, so let's get into this. We are diving into the world of marketing, but it's entertainment marketing, theatrical marketing, movie marketing, right? Those categories?
Absolutely. Movie marketing is the easiest way.
Okay, so what entry-level jobs, George, are available to Java junkies who want to break into that field?
Well, I think that the easiest and the best way of breaking into the entertainment industry is always coming in at it as an assistant or a coordinator, or what I like to think. I think that the best way of getting in is going through a temp service and really sitting at different marketing desks at a studio and getting a feel of what you like or don't like within the entertainment business.
Nice. And what temp agencies do they go to?
I think every studio has aligned themselves. Their HR department has aligned themselves with a temp service. So I would call the HR department, introduce myself, explain how I would like to set up within the temp agency, and they'll give you how to get into it.
Fantastic. George, what is a useful skill or skills that you look for in the people that you hire at Cakewalk and that you've hired over the years, whether you were at Sony or Saban or any of these other studios?
Well, I think that for me, as a useful skill is number one, you have to have the work experience of being dedicated to a job, having the basic skills, understanding marketing, having a love for the entertainment industry. Another useful skill is presenting yourself and being able to speak and do presentations and sales.
Okay, fantastic. What about someone's major? Is that a deciding factor to get into marketing?
Well, it sure is a little bit easier now that marketing is a major throughout most universities that you could focus and get a degree in it. It's not necessary. There are many people that I've hired that have come from other disciplines that's not marketing, from publicity to communications, but it does help.
Okay. What about having a graduate degree, and less so to break into the field of movie marketing, and maybe more so to kind of rise up the ranks and be one of the big bosses?
Well, I think that depending on what entertainment marketing field you get into, I think that in regards to business development, having a business graduate degree does help you get into an entry-level position. However, it's not the end-all, be-all whatsoever getting in. In fact, I know I've had many employees who have come in with undergraduate degrees and while working and have really decided that this is the career for them, have gone on to get their MBAs.
Okay. What about life experiences, George? What, in your opinion, would be the most useful ones for Java junkies to be thinking about for someone starting out in this field?
Well, I think that there are two of them, Andrea. I think the first one is I made fun of it in school. I made fun of speech class and learning, I just like, oh, what an easy A. I just take speech and learn. Well, it comes easy for me, but I think that really as a life experience, taking a speech class really does help. And then second, I actually believe in group dynamics, sports, clubs. Being able to work with a group is extremely a great life experience to learn.
Yeah, especially when you're going to be in an office, you're going to be part of a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. I think it's undervalued and it's so important. If you can't work with a team, you shouldn't be in an office environment.
So, George, you are now the big boss at Cakewalk. Congratulations. That's really exciting.
It's a lot of hard work.
I know. We're going to get into that in the main interview. I don't want to sugarcoat, no pun intended. But what is the best part for you of being in the movie marketing business?
Well, for doing consumer marketing on behalf of entertainment, I think that the best thing for me is get to learn a little about a lot of different businesses. So, it gets me in front of automotive manufacturer, other consumer goods, fast food. I think that's the best part of my business is that I get to learn a lot about different businesses.
And I'm guessing that you are never bored.
I am never bored.
So what is the flip side of your current job that sucks the most?
I think like all industries, this industry in particular has a lot of politics involved and some good, some bad. And I think that weighing and kind of going through the maze of politics is the hardest thing of my job.
And when you say politics, I know some Java junkies would be thinking we're talking like Democrat, Republican, Independent. What do you mean?
Wow, this is even scarier than Democrats, Republicans, and independents. This is Hollywood internal politics. So this is really just the landmines, the attitudes, the heritage, everything that comes up. But I call it the politics. It's all of the minutia that comes with doing business.
Yeah, sort of the bullshit.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say it.
Well, you can swear on this.
It's your show, but yeah, I just want to avoid the bullshit that sometimes politics brings in an industry.
Yeah, and they all have it, I'm sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
This is my fourth, and I know there are many, many, many different professions, and there's politics wherever you go. So, George, what is the best career advice that you've ever gotten?
I think that the best career advice that I've ever gotten has always been about being a leader and being part of a team. I think that when I first started out in the industry, it was always about my own self-advancement. And what I've learned is you're never going to advance on your own, that you have to work with a team. And so being able to lead a team is really what's most important in career advancement.
Great. So this next espresso shot is very apropos for your business and your line of work. What movies, if any, or Netflix, Hulu, Amazon shows, or for that matter, fiction books, do you think accurately depict your profession?
Well, I think Hollywood, generally, movies based on Hollywood, there's a little truth about them. However, for my specific industry, there was a movie that came out a couple of years ago called The Greatest Movie Ever Sold. It's a documentary by Morgan Spurlock about how businesses buy their way into the entertainment industry. And I think that's a really great one. And as far as books, I think my favorite book that talks about the industry is called What Makes Sammy Run? And it's, I think the author is Bud Schulberg, and it was written in 1941. And it is true. That book could be written today and still be as accurate and current. So It's really a fun read.
Great. Final espresso shot, George. What would Java junkies be surprised to learn about your profession?
I think what people would be surprised the most about how much research and how much kind of analyzing data goes into kind of the process of marketing films. Again, a lot of people think it's a gut reaction. And there's a lot of processing and thinking that goes through to it. So I think people would be surprised.
Okay, fantastic. Well, George, thank you so much for making time for coffee today with me and the Java Junkie community. This was really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.